You've arrived. The others have been here for days now. You are the last. It is time for my hunt. Hircine is by far my favorite Daedric prince out of all of them in the Elder Scrolls. Honestly, I think it's just the Cubone aesthetic of the skull on his head. He's just cool. So today we are going to talk about Hircine's Great Hunts. These are events that happen on a near constant basis in his realm of the hunting grounds. We've only actually seen one depiction of a hunt on his plane of oblivion, which is in the Infernal City, the Elder Scrolls novels that were written by Greg Keyes. It is extremely rare, but usually around once every era, Hircine decides to take the hunt outside of his realm of oblivion and host it on the arena that is Tamriel. The beginning and the end of the hunts that take place on Tamriel are symbolized in the blood moon. Secunda will become a dark shade of red wherever the hunt is taking place. The most obvious example of this being the Morrowind expansion Blood Moon, which is all about Hircine bringing the Great Hunt to the island of Solstheim. Then of course there's the Daedric quest Ill Met by Moonlight in Skyrim, where you enter Bloated Man's Grotto to hunt for Hircine to get Sinding the Werewolf. There's also the one that took place in ESO, but the one that we're really going to be focusing on today, because it is the one where this lore was created for, is the Elder Scrolls Legends Battlespire, which I believe we can all agree is a thing that exists. This is the game that introduced the lore from the book, The Posting of the Hunt, a document announcing the ritualistic hunting of mortals by Daedra. So we're going to go through that specific text today and then go into more detail about what the hunt actually was in Battlespire. If you would like to follow along in the most recent Elder Scrolls game, you can find a copy of the book here, near the Way Shrine of Stendarr, deep in the Colovian Highlands. The writing in the book appears to be a hasty transcription, perhaps from dictation, or copied from a longer work. Let no man say before a witness that the hunt has not been called, nor the rites declared, or the ancient offices observed. The ritual of the innocent quarry, also called the Wild Hunt, is an ancient rite, drawing from magical energy from the powerful magica streams that engulf this realm. The creators and times of the ritual are long forgotten, but followed properly, the rite brings great power and prestige to the huntsman. The ritual pits all powerful huntsmen and their greater and lesser dogs against the pitiful and doomed innocent quarry, called by tradition the hare, after the mortal creature of human hunts. At once, the huntsman is transported by the exquisite thrill and glory of his might and dominion over his helpless prey, and at the same time touched by the tragic, noble, ultimately futile plight of the innocent quarry. In the highest aesthetic realization of the ritual, the ecstatic rapture of the kill is balanced by the hunter's identification with the sadness and despair of the innocent quarry. As in pieces the body of the innocent hare is torn, the huntsman reflects on the tragic imbalance of power and the cruel injustices of the world. As the hunt begins, the lesser dogs assemble before the green crystal reflections of the chapel of the innocent quarry. Inside the chapel, the huntsman, the greater dogs, and the master of the hunt perform the rites that initiate the sanctity of the huntsman, the hunt, and the innocent quarry. Then the huntsman emerges from the chapel, displays the spear of bitter mercy, and recites the offices of the hunt. The offices describe, explain the laws and conditions of the 4 stages of the hunt: the drag, the chase, the call, and the view to the kill. Stage 1, the drag, in which the lesser dogs drag the ground to flush out the hare. Stage 2, the chase, in which the greater hounds drive the hare before them. Stage 3, the call, in which the greater hounds trap the hare and summon the huntsman for the kill. Stage 4, the view, in which the huntsman makes the kill with the ritual spear of bitter mercy and calls upon the master of the hunt to view the kill by ringing the town bell. The master of the hunt then bestows the bounty on the huntsman bold, who has wielded the spear of bitter mercy in the kill. The master of the hunt also calls upon the huntsman bold to name the next hare for the next hunt, though the huntsman bold himself may not participate in the next hunt. The offices of the hunt, which the huntsman, master, and hounds are solemnly sworn to honor, detail the practices and conditions of the hunt. These practices and conditions, also known as the law, strictly define all details of the hunt, such as how many hounds of each sort may participate, how the spear of bitter mercy may be wielded, and so forth. In addition, the law states that the hare must be given a genuine chance to escape the hunt, no matter how slim. In practice, this condition has been defined as the availability of 6 keys, which, if gathered together in the Temple of the Daedric Rites, permit the hare to teleport away from the hunt and elude the huntsman and his spear. It is inconceivable, of course, that the hare might actually discover the keys and escape, but the forms must be observed, and tampering with the keys or cheating the hare of a genuine chance of finding and using the keys is a shameful and unforgivable betrayal of the law of the hunt. The ritual of the hunt grants the huntsman protection from all forms of attack, including mortal and immortal weapons, and sorceries of all schools. Huntsmen are cautioned, however, that the ritual does not protect the huntsman from the potent energy of his own spear, and cautions against reckless wielding of the spear in close melee, darkness, or other dangerous circumstances, for a single touch of the spear of bitter mercy means instant and certain death for the innocent hare or fellow huntsmen alike. The right to name a wild hunt is a grand and grave right indeed, as all but the high Daedra lords are vulnerable to the potent sorcery of the Spear of Bitter Mercy. The spear itself is therefore a terrible weapon, and it is forbidden to remove it from the grounds of the ritual hunt. So, how did the hunt go down in Battlespire? This hunt took place on what is called the Chimera of Desolation, a plane of oblivion that was created by Mehrunes Dagon. The host of the hunt was obviously Hircine, and the hare was the apprentice, the name for the main character of Battlespire, Josian Kane if you were a male, and Vitasha Trinell if female. The lesser dogs were the Frost Daedra, the greater hounds were the Fire Daedra, the huntsmen were a Daedric race called Hern, and the master of the hunt was a dark seducer named Syes. One of the huntsmen in this hunt actually stole one of the keys needed for the apprentice to escape, essentially breaking the rules of the hunt. After collecting all 5 other keys, and collecting the Daedric artifacts, the Savior's Hide, and the Spear of Bitter Mercy, the apprentice was able to defeat the Hern, and against all odds, escape the Great Hunt. And that's it. Thank you for watching the video. It was awfully kind of you. If you would like to see more, like, comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff. If you have any suggestions for other text in the Elder Scrolls world you would like me to read, let me know. I'll do it. It'll be fun. Now let this world enjoy its brief respite, for Hircine will hunt again.